However, let us recall the movie Earth versus the Flying Saucers. This is a typical picture that implies danger lies from invasion from outer space, in this instant from an asteroid belt, when in actuality the source of our only definite menace is here on our own Earth. You will find that out someday. As you probably know, the name flying saucer is a misnomer, having been applied as early as 1947 to any unaccountable object observed in the skies, since there were those sighted that appeared to look like upside-down saucers. The Air Force has chosen to call those flying saucers unidentified flying objects, or UFO for short. It should be disclosed to and understood by the public that there are a number of UFOs, besides the U.S. craft that have been mistaken for them. They can be grouped in three groups and said to originate from three sources. 1. Interplanetary, are the cylindrical and round or globular objects. 2. The interdimensional, are triangular or pyramid-shaped objects. And 3. The earthly or disc-shaped objects. The various kinds are seldom seen together, as they are carrying out entirely different purposes. The interdimensional or triangle-shaped objects that have been seen at times have appeared to have several circles of light around them and to glow red. Our world, though it may be difficult for you to believe, is not the only inhabited place. In the dimensions of space between planets and other solar systems, there are beings who live just as there are dwellers upon other worlds. The triangle or pyramid-shaped objects are from the interlocking world space that is relative to this world of ours. They are further advanced than we are in general, and have a knowledge our scientists do not possess as yet. Though our atomic explosions have damaged their realms considerably, there is no danger from them. The interplanetary type that I and others have been contacted are from higher evolved planets. These great super constructions are called motherships and spanners, and are carriers of small scout ships or cruising craft, which are commonly used to travel within the atmosphere of a planet. Those who travel in these craft are divinely appointed watchers or guardians of space, being given charge over the lesser worlds to guard them from harm. They guard against lower evolved worlds striking against another. There are antagonistic denizens of some not so highly evolved worlds who would like nothing better than to invade the earth and aid the Antichrist during Armageddon. Spiritually, man of earth has not advanced, while scientifically and mechanically he has moved rapidly forward during the past century. He is not ready for the giant weapon he holds in his childlike hands. The growing power of material science and technology may destroy his spiritual foundations and civilization itself, but he will not be permitted to pass to other worlds and carry that destruction with him. The earthly or disc-shaped objects have been seen over most every country, and particularly in places where work dealing with nuclear material for weapon purposes is concerned. These cannot be classified as friendly. They are not of the friendly Martian, Jupiterian, and other planet people coming to Earth with friendly intentions. Regardless of what some people, some books, and some movies may imply, there is no danger of attack from outer space, from our brothers of other planets in this system, but rather much necessitated succor when and as needed, and in conformity with cosmic law. There are those who question our need of outside assistance, claiming that we have God to pray to for deliverance. But who are we to question or say how our prayers shall be answered? Are we not all agreed that the Creator is the all-knower? Can we then rightfully say the source of help will not come through people of other planets, the Creator's helpers, who obey His will explicitly, not personal will as we do? When human efforts have been so insufficient to cure the ills of the world, what better way than to send His children of higher culture, evolution, and wisdom to aid their lowly brothers, for whom they have great tolerance, love, and compassion, much as a parent for an erring child who has not yet learned right from wrong, and brings harm to himself or another. Who could be more capable of directing and guiding us than these elder brothers who long ago trod the same path we are now? They know how badly we shall need their counsel and assistance before the time of trouble has passed away, for as they have told me, mundane beings of earth do not understand how to receive help from or commune with their Creator. Most all of their churches are misled. Instead of showing man what would happen if he lived in accord with divine law, the churches have taught fear and hell. There are those that have preached Christ and instigated hate. Through fear and hate, no lasting gains can be made either by individuals or nations. The only lasting gain is that made by doing the right thing at the right time, with the right purpose and the right understanding. It was never intended that any one group of people or race or religion should ever rule the world and enslave others. The multitudes are too immersed in and bound by authority, dogma, custom, and above all by fear, to realize there are universal laws operating our unchanging, unbreakable principle. It is true that the only law man can break is the law he himself has made. He cannot break divine law, but is continually breaking himself against it. The African savage sacrifices his enemy and eats a piece of his heart to gain courage and strength. In communion, some of the Christian churches are symbolically doing the same thing, not realizing that actual communion should be one of the Spirit and needs no outer symbol. To literally enter into true communion is to live and think that one becomes a channel for truth, wisdom, and divine law to manifest through. The flesh and blood spoken of symbolically by Jesus to be partaken of in communion was the truth he taught, which man must make an absolute part of himself before he can find God. The famished religions of Christendom should be abandoned for true spiritual food that is free from tradition and orthodox theology. A lot of us enter into prayer without preparing ourselves for prayer. The power of prayer is in accordance with an individual's contact with the inner source of light and love in the very depth of his own being. Many prayers are never answered, and we wonder why. Occasionally, and by chance, we get results from time to time, yet not having a clear understanding of what we are doing. It is because we do not realize that we cannot approach God in a condition of negation. The very nature of inharmonious consciousness repulses the divine principle from manifesting through your nature. God is calm and peaceful and quiet and still, and you can only attune yourself with the divine when you create a like condition in your own mind and consciousness. All you have to do is to harmonize yourself with God so you can become a channel through which He can express the things which are necessary for your well-being. It means sitting down calmly, quietly dismissing all things from your mind, all your troubles and worries, making your mind become as still and quiet as a pool of water that is not disturbed by a single ripple, and then in your own inner self, with all the power and strength of your mind, desire that you commune with and attune yourself with the divine Spirit. To do that, you have to retire into your secret chamber, the cave of the brain, the point at which God manifests to you. Our conscious mind might be said to be the guardian of the doorway to that inner chamber. Before we enter, we must enter into the silence. Entering the silence does not mean just having a place where you can be alone and silent, but literally this, that we are to shut off from our consciousness all of the active, external, or material world.